Welcome back to another Ignite Junior race. Today we are going to be doing the Ignite Challenge, which these races can sometimes take place at night, which is just like this one. We've been having a horrible season so far, and I'm hoping that this race I can show that I'm still competitive. So let's get to practice. During this practice, we were flying. We were the quickest people out on track, and this was my first time ever being here. So, let's show you a lap around here. This straightaway goes into a hard right, which is mostly flat out. Then this corner, which I've had a lot of problem at all day, you're gonna see that this is a problem corner for me. Then here, basically just a normal typical corner, and then another very late apex corner that I'm gonna need to learn, and we're done with a lap at mid-state. Alright, skipping ahead to practice 3. This practice determines my starting position for qualifying. So, I'm gonna need to get a good lap in so I can be at a good spot for when we get to qualifying. I'm going to stick right behind these two karts. We have the 77 and the number 17 right in front of me. They're both pretty quick, so I know they won't slow me down too much. And catching their draft is going to benefit me way more than trying to be by myself. But you can see they're kind of pulling away. Our gearing might not have been correct, but we still catch them at the end of the straight. Going into my problem corner, I'm carrying not enough speed on the exit. You can see they pulled away once again. And then here, just following right behind them. And let's get to qualifying. We're out on qualifying, and I'm going to stick with the same people I was sticking with before because I know they're not slow and they're gonna benefit me a lot. So, sitting behind that 13 and that 77, getting a beautiful bump draft along the straight. Going into this corner, I'm backing off a little bit so I don't slam into the back of the bumper of the number 13, not 17, my fault. Going into these corners, we're not going to see these people a lot during the race. We're going to have a different person, and I'll introduce you once we get there. But we're doing some flying laps. We're not going to get slowed by these people. Doing great laps, and let's see where we end up on the starting for race 1. Alright, we're starting race 1, and as you know, the quickest people out on track were obviously the people in that pack. So I'm right behind the 77, the quickest during qualifying, and all I need to do is bump him through and get a good run on this straight. I don't want to pass him because I want to work together. Being in the front is a bad situation, and I go through this corner. I have the number 13 on my left. I'm having to stick right behind this 77. The number 13 also catching his draft. We're so close to each other. I'm going to take the inside. And she goes out off into the grass. Now I'm still in second place. Now I'm catching up to this 77. Losing a little bit of time during that, though. So I'm going to ask the people behind me to kindly bump me forward so I can, catch up to this 77. I'm right behind him. I'm catching his draft. All I need to do is tuck forward and make sure I don't lose any positions. I'm catching him. I slam into the back of him. And the reason I don't pass him there is because there's a yellow flag right up here. Now, usually you never slow down for yellows, but this time I did because there was the entire grid basically went off during that. Now, I'm pretty sure what happened is when that number 13 went off track, she spun maybe back on track and everyone spun with her, but I'm not too sure. There was conflicting reports whenever I asked around. But let's not worry about that, and let's worry about the race. I'm right behind this 77. I'm gonna bump him straight forward because I see lap traffic is right in front of us, and I don't want to have to do the overtake. I think he was gonna spin right there, but unfortunately he doesn't. So now I'm still behind this 77. He hasn't let us through yet, but luckily the lap traffic lets us through right there. I'm slurring my words right here. I'm losing time. I'm asking the person behind me to kindly bump me forward. I'm catching the 77 ever so slightly. I'm gonna tuck all the way forward, making sure to give that engine some leniency. We caught a lot on that straight. Going into my problem corner. You can still see I'm worse than him at it. But let's not worry about that, and let's worry about how much we are needing to gain. Which, with this bump right that's behind me, we should be able to do. Still catching his draft. I don't want to be behind the 77 for long, though. So, I'm going to try and overtake. I'm on his side by side entering this corner, and I get the overtake done. I'm in first place. This entire season has been me trying to get anywhere up towards the top 5, and this time I'm in P1. There's a difference between being in P1 and staying in P1. I'm going to have to do some amazing laps to continue to stay in my position right now. I'm telling the people right now to work with me as we can gap the people that aren't in our pack. So it will only be a couple of us battling for this position. I'm still carrying a lot of speed. As you can see, I have massive understeer there. I was told the reason I had understeer is because I was taking too much speed into that corner. Going on to these corners, just doing them as well as I can. And on my inside is the number 5 as he goes for an overtake and gets it done. I'm going to try to pass him. I'm on his outside. I can't get the move done. I'm going to try to go on his inside. I bump into the side of him, sending him out wide, but now I've lost the position. The number 8 on there. Now, the number 8 is telling me to work together with him so we can pass the number 5. I'm sticking behind them. I'm going to try to catch their draft and do a little bit of bump drafting, but they're pulling a little bit away. I'm tucking all the way forward. Give that engine some power. Going into these corners, now in my problem corner. But right here, it looks like it wasn't my problem, and I go on the inside of that number 8, but not for long. He's on my inside, battling me, pushing me out wide, but I'm on his inside this time, and I get the overtake done. We've lost time, though, to that number 5. I attempt an overtake. He looks behind. Looks behind, looks behind, looks behind. Let's get a counter on screen with how many times he looked behind. But after that, that was my last attempt in trying to overtake him. And now I'm just gonna sit behind him. We're gonna approach some lap traffic in the following laps, and let's see how we can handle it. Still behind this number 5. I'm not trying to overtake there. I'm just trying to sit behind him, but he keeps carrying less speed than me. And we're right behind that 44. The 44 spins, and instead of going on his outside, we go on his inside, almost crashing. But it doesn't matter. Now that number 8 can't catch up because he did the smart decision going on the outside. We did the risky move, and it turned out swimmingly for us. So I'm just sitting behind him, making sure I can bump him through. I'm not trying an overtake again. I'm just trying to be behind him. And coming up to the checkered flag, I'm still in P2. And unfortunately, I couldn't get up towards him. And I finished with P2. Next time, we'll get a P1. But now, let's go to pitch black midnight race. Let's see how we do. This race, we are starting P2 because we got a really good time. And we're in pitch black, so we have our clear visor on, and we're ready. Now, we have the number 8 on my right. We're starting on the outside, entering this. And the green flag is ready, and away we go. We have the number 8 right in front of me. There was nothing I could really do, but now I'm shoved to the outside with a Kart, the number 5 on my inside. I'm gonna try to draft off of him, but unfortunately that 24 is stuck right there. He's on my inside, that 24, and does he get the move done? No, he doesn't. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Sparks flying from that number 5. I've never seen that before. Now, that number 5 almost spins, but he catches it just in time. Now we have this blue Kart on my left, and he shoves me out. But remember, guys, grass is always an option. Don't worry if you need to use grass. Now, end of our first lap. Now I'm going to need a gain up there because now that I had to use the grass, it did lose me a lot of time. But it looks like, fortunately, they are battling up in front of me. Let's see if we can catch up. Skipping forward a couple of laps, and it looks like we've gained up on this number 5. But it looks like he's also losing time to the 24 in front of him. We're right behind the number 5. Gonna catch his draft and stay there. And hopefully he can catch up to that 24. Currently, we are in P4, so we dropped down 2 positions since our start. Using curb right there. That's not a really good curb area, but, you know, doesn't really matter. Didn't really lose us too much time. Alright, now we're skipping to our last lap. You might notice there's nobody in front of us. Why? Because I lost so much time from not being able to catch their draft and slowly being slower. Maybe by like a 10th I was slower, and just unfortunately couldn't catch up. But somehow that's how racing is. Overall, it was a really good weekend. So let's cross the finish line in P4 and take home a 2nd and 4th place, the best we've done in Ignite so far. Thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna finish P1 next time. Don't worry. And soon, we won't be talking about losing. It will be total domination. But see you in the next video.